What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Zid back at it again with another video. I don't have an intro for this video, but I wanted to go ahead and shout out everybody for watching because we hit 20K subscribers. I'll put it right here. I'll put it right here for everybody to see. But it's been a long time coming for 20K and we finally hit it. I couldn't have done it without y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned. Sheesh, I'm ashy. Stay tuned, stay locked in, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. It helps the channel. But I'll never say, well, we can't hit anymore because the goal now is 150K, 100K. I need the plaque. I think you get the plaque at 100K. So let me go ahead and claim that now.
Ain't that right? He ain't lying.
I don't care how many years it takes. I'm going to still post until I get that. All right. To cut straight to the chase, this is the the pros, the reason that it's good to be a CNA. What I've encapsulated this entire process from going from a CNA to now working as a registered nurse is a CNA certification is still the threshold to see if you like nursing or not. Now, hear me out. There are good nurses that became registered nurses and they never worked a day, a shift, an hour, or a minute as a CNA. But most great nurses that I know and work with have CNA experience. They've been CNAs for years. They've worked in nursing homes. They've worked in hospice centers. They've worked in hospitals. It's so much that you see as a CNA that just helps you throughout your process and your experience at all. Me working as a CNA, as a nurse, I like to sometimes get my own vitals to help out the CNAs. I like to go ahead and do blood sugars or, do lab draws, answer as many call bells as I can in terms of still charting. Sometimes as a registered nurse, it can be hard. And I don't think I realized that when I was a CNA. As a CNA, there's a lot less charting. Charting is what takes up majority of my shift. And it's very hard to spend as much time as needed with your patients and still have enough time to chart. That's how bad the charting is. I don't like putting charting over patient care, and a lot of times I don't, but it's very, very difficult and it's very time consuming to chart as a nurse. And as a CNA, I don't think I realized that. So I was always wondering, like, why don't nurses get up as much as possible? Like, they're just sitting there on the computer. But I'm realizing now, charting is crazy. It takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming and it's very detailed and intense, especially if you have a patient with a lot of stuff going on. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to say every CNA that I've ever met had the capability to go and be a nurse if they wanted to. The job is very physical, but it's also very mental as well. And if you have the want and the will to go further as a nurse and you work as a CNA, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you it's not for you. Don't let anybody tell you nursing is a scam. It's just like anything that you do in life. What you put into it, you will get out of it. If you are doing your best as a CNA and you want to go to nursing school, go to nursing school, because there are pros to working as a CNA. And there's pros to being a CNA and going straight into nursing. One, for example, is you have a baseline level of knowledge prior to nursing school. Some things that I saw as a nurse, working as a nurse, I was like, oh crap, I seen this when I was working as a CNA, or when I was in nursing school and they were going over certain topics. I thought to myself, like, wow, so this is what that was, or this is what I saw. I kind of had an idea of what it was, but this is definitely what it is. You know what I mean? Certain devices that you use, you already have knowledge of. You already know if a blood sugar is low, the symptoms and signs of that. You know if a patient's blood pressure is normal range or not. And these are some of the baseline level of knowledge, things that you'll learn when you work as a CNA. You know how to change patients. You know how to get a manual blood pressure. You know what an incentive spirometer is. You know how to put on compression stockings. These are things that, tangible things that not every nursing student is going to know, and being a CNA gives you the advantage. For number two, it allows you to know what you're getting into. I work as a CNA, and although I think a lot of times it's a very thankless job and tough job, working in the field showed me that I can see myself being a nurse. Now, there were times where I would think, no, I don't want to do nursing. This is not what I want to do. But not for 1 second longer than me thinking, no, I went back to, yeah, this is definitely something that because I just loved it so much. I love the patient interactions that I get. I love the bedside manner. that I was able to present to patients, and patients received it very, very well. Patients received it very, very well from me, and it was a great experience working as a CNA prior to becoming a nurse. I fixed the blondes because like I couldn't deal with the lines, so hopefully it looks a little bit better. Hopefully. Another tip or one of the pros that I have is the flexible schedule. Working as a CNA, you do have the option to work 8, you have the option to work 12. 12 is the most common or popular way, but you do have a flexible schedule. You can float to other units if you want to. You still kind of stuck to like a 3-day, 12-hour shift rotation, but it's still very beneficial because working as a CNA, there's times where I was floated to a pulmonary unit, times where I was floated to the sit in the ED. There's a lot of different things that you'll be able to see. And it definitely is helpful because it lets you really lock in on what kind of nurse you want to be. I remember personally going to a renal floor as a CNA, and I was like, I cannot do this. I can't do this as a CNA, and I definitely don't want to do this as a nurse because this looks like a lot. They always had something going on. In my opinion, they were pretty sick population. And even now, like, working in the hospital now, I had the option to go to a renal unit, and I decided not to because I just don't want to be a renal nurse. It's not exciting to me. It's not exciting to me. I wanted to go to a floor that I was liked and I was received, but I think I had, PTSD or trauma from working as a renal tech for like a week, and I was like, I cannot do it. Cannot do it at all. But the flexible schedule is beneficial because you'll have those 3 days, 12-hour shifts. The rest of the time, you kind of do what you want to do. But you're on a nurse's schedule at that point. You get used to working as a nursing schedule. I worked as a CNA 3 days, 12-hour shifts, and it was so easy for me to transition from going from a CNA to now a nurse. Nothing changed. It's the same thing, same schedule, same flow. The only thing now is I have a little more tasks to do, and it's of course a higher responsibility. So, working as a nurse is definitely a little bit different than working as a CNA, but I could not have been as comfortable as I was so early if I did not work as a CNA. Another thing is, it's also the best way to kind of get your foot in the door if you want to work in healthcare. I've seen CNAs become CNAs and realize they don't want to do nursing. They want to go into respiratory therapist, go be a PT, go into radiology. It's so many different options that you can kind of take. And there's so many things that you'll be able to see working as a CNA that gives you the option of I don't want to do this, but I want to get into this. Or I help, roll a patient down to, the OR, and now I want to be a surgical tech. There's so many different variations of working in healthcare that still are great paying jobs, some even better than nursing, while working as a CNA. So the options that you get, the knowledge that you get, the experience that you get, the conversations that you'll have with other people in a interdisciplinary team, it can be very, very eye-opening to any young CNA or new CNA that wants to, go further in the field. So outside of that foundation for nursing, like the foundation in the skills, the foundation in, watching the process of the assessment for a patient, watching the process of a medication pass, these are all things that you'll be able to see as a registered nurse. The things I do now, I've seen for 3 to 4 years working as a CNA. And I realized that now this is my turn to get into my bag when it comes to nursing. I've seen other nurses do it. I've seen other people transition from CNA to nurse, nurse to MP, CNA to respiratory therapist. And it's just my turn to now do this. And I've been in healthcare so long, if you're going to get burnt out or not because you work so much as a CNA. I'm not burnt out because I've worked as a CNA for 3 years. And I realized that what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I would hate to go from being a nursing student, working as a nurse, and then finally I'm burnt out. I've done my 3 days. This is not what I thought it would be. Nursing is not all that it was cracked up to be. Nursing is not this. They lied to me. TikTok said this, or YouTube said this, or nursing was supposed to be such a good thing. If you work as a CNA, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know what you're getting yourself into from working as a CNA. I knew that it was going to be hard days. I knew that patients were going to be sick. I knew it would be understaffed. These are all things that I knew, but not everybody does. Especially people so naive going into nursing thinking, oh, it's going to be, peaches and rainbows and little rose petals is going to be on your feet while you're walking into your shift. No, it's tough work, hard work. Patients are heavy, patients are sick, limited resources, limited staff. It's a stressful job. It's a stressful job, and the responsibility falls on you as a nurse, because you're supposed to be full care of your patient. You're supposed to know everything about your patient. It's your responsibility for 12 hours. If nobody told you that, I'm telling you that. It's your responsibility for 12 hours, so you have to do what you can do to help that patient and lock in. And that's the best kind of advice I guess I could tell any new nurse or CNA that wants to be a nurse, is prepared to be responsible, because that's going to be your responsibility once you do start and become a nurse. The last thing I do is just to level up as an RN. I say it in all my videos, level up to RN. I'm sorry. I say it in all my videos. Do not let CNA be your last step. Use the time that you work as a CNA for what it is. Get the experience, get the knowledge. You get the connections, because working as a CNA gets you connected to the hospital. So if you do reapply to a floor that you worked on and they remember you, they might be more willing to hire you because they seen your work ethic as a CNA. And that's why I say give it your all. Level up, just level up, continue to go further. I don't even want to stop at RN. I'm trying to think what my next step is, but don't let CNA be your last step. There's so much that this healthcare thing has to offer. There's so much that working in a hospital, working as a nursing home, in a nursing home, dialysis center, hospice center, they all build on to something. They all build on to your knowledge. They all build on to your connections. And it allows you to see, if nursing is for you, if it's something that you definitely want to do. And I think that's the biggest takeaway I have is work as a CNA so this is something you want to do. Now some people are going to say, oh, that's BS. You can go straight into nursing, and you can. Don't get me wrong. But you might be making a mistake if you don't work as a CNA first. You get into nursing and you end up realize you actually hate it. You actually hate patients. You actually hate talking to people. You actually hate stressful situations, because that's all, this job kind of has for you. And not to sound so morbid or like mundane or like, downgrading, because I'm not downplaying it whatsoever, but it's not what you think in a positive way. Had to get this video out because I haven't made it in so long. Thank you guys for 20K subs. I couldn't have done it without y'all. I just want to keep on rolling, man. I want to keep on rolling until I hit 100K. This, thing is not linear. I've had months where I was up, down, sideways, but the growth is the growth. And as long as I give y'all my all, and the more y'all support my all, the better these videos are getting, the more frequent they will come out. Make sure to ask some questions in the comment section below, because it helps me kind of like formulate what videos I want to make. So it definitely helps you guys. But that's all I got for y'all. I want y'all to stay tuned for more. Might be the vibe that I do, because I record in my car so much. I like kind of being somewhere else, give you guys a different view. I'm in my home right now. That's my kitchen back there. Don't look at the dirty dishes. These are my AirPods, and I was eating Reese's, but this is me. So that's all I got for you on this video. Stay tuned for more, because I do have more to give y'all. So subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Vlogmas, December 2025. We're about to enter a new year, and it's going to be a big, huge year, not only for me, but for you too. All right? Peace.